They got nothing else to think about but Capo. I did a lot for them. They like, you heard? Both of them. Pause, though. Get off my dick. There's only space on there for baby girl, man. Come on, man. Tugging on my shit like that.
I didn't think it'd be a big deal because you make up with every that put hands on you.
Jimmy Jones. Jimmy Jones. Yes, sir. I want you to know one thing. Jimmy Jones. Yeah. You gotta remind them who you are. Remind them who you are. Remind them you a star.
He chose to get involved and stir things up when the king of trolls mentioned the notorious feud rumors that followed Jim's conflict with his old Dipset brother Cameron. To put it mildly, he went there and just for fun, made some crude remarks about Cam's diss and uncovered the old feud suspicions from the Tekashi 6699 trial. Jim, on the other hand, isn't playing games and is taking revenge on Instagram with dubious posts. He trains out like he's ready for combat, and fans are soaking up every second of it. He even previews what seems to be a diss tomb directed against 50. With the feud charge and the Harlem on Harlem shade, some people are questioning if this will be just another rat-on-rat spat or if it will escalate into something much more significant. Let's take a moment to explain how all of this drama started because it's becoming nasty, and this is becoming a big fight. During a December 2024 appearance on Cam's talk show Flea, 50 Cent and Camron brought up their well-known feud from the late 2000s. Though difficult from the start, 50 Cent and Dipset's feud really heated up in 2007 when 50 invited Jim Jones and Joel Santana to perform at the G-Unit show. Camron talked candidly about the mental turmoil that Pet was going through at the time on his podcast, saying he felt humiliated by the action, especially since at the time he was trying to maintain the group's unity. The Dipset eventually disintegrated as a result of 50's admission that he had performed the act only to cause controversy. 50 recalled the moment he said he wasn't even sure whether Jim would attempt the shot, but he decided to do it anyhow.
During our music thing, you got members of Dipset to come to your show. I'm like, so I'm sitting there like,
yeah, that was
this is kind of smart because I wouldn't have thought about reaching out to Yayo or Lloyd Banks. I'm like, it's going public with this?
I'm like, yo.
What was your thought process behind saying, yo, you know what? Songs. What was how did this work?
Let me say this stuff.
How'd it go?
I was there. I'm in your horse and carriage video. I'm in the pool.
What? Oh, you know what? You told me this.
Your horse and carriage video.
You told me this before.
I was in the pool in the horse and carriage.
Wow, that's crazy.
So if you look, like we're on, everybody's there.
Right.
Jimmy was not a rapper then.
Right.
He was your man, like on the side, like in the side, he was not a rapper at all.
Right.
So when balling took place, and I'm looking and I'm going, oh, he having a moment. That's the Lloyd Banks. It's Lloyd Banks thing. He wanted that. He was watching them be that, like Mace be that, and Cam be that, and looked at, and it was finally he had one.
Mm-hmm.
And I just looked, and I knew I just took the shot, because I wasn't sure he could go for it. But I was like, we like Jimmy better than you anyway, Cam. Then you gotta watch to see how he responds. And then when you see, he like, oh, you really like that. Give me this, get me Jimmy. Yeah, tell him we want you at the show, Jimmy. Yo, but that was one of those things I just threw it out. Yo, and see what. And then when he bit to it because it was like.
On reflection, Cam admitted that the play was shrewd and a total checkmate for Jim Jones, but he wasn't pleased with the way his name turned out. In a clapback on Justin LeBoy's show, he effectively told Cam and 50 to stop bringing him up.
Them niggas ain't got nothing else to think about but Capo. I did a lot for them. And they like, you heard? Both of them. Pause, though. Get off my dick. There's only space on there for baby girl, man. Come on, man.
He denied that he was trying to hold dips, as Cam claimed. Agreed that Cam couldn't manage him and wasn't in charge of anything.
He couldn't do nothing with me. He couldn't tell me nothing. But let's not get this twisted. Like, nobody could tell me nothing. I was my own boss. I did what I did as a soldier because I was a soldier. You heard? I had the soldiers. You couldn't tell me nothing. You heard? I did what I wanted to do. I seen it wasn't going right, so I started doing what Jim Jones needed to do for Jim Jones. But that was supposed to be the Don wasn't taking care of the capital. Started feeling like the Gotti movie. You heard?
But what was the point where you realized I'm gonna have to do what I gotta do?
I mean,
There was definitely the last straw.
It's not been in my memory like, yo, that was the last straw, but it was just the sequence of the way things was going, and it came to a point where I had to worry about who Jim Jones was moving forward. Then I was worried about anybody else, because nobody else was worried about me. I got to a point where I became famous too. There was a point where all the famous people know me. Then after that, it was like, I'm just as famous as all the famous people. I can't do what I used to do for you. You heard?
Jim Jones was very honest about how Dipset came to be. According to him, he grew up with Mace and Cameron, and they even lived at his grandmother's house at one point. But after Mace got his big break with Bad Boy Records, everything went haywire. According to Jim, Mace started abusing Cam, which made them even more hostile. Jim Jones claims that Cam once loved Mace and would do whatever, even helping him, to make sure he was respected and straight. Get his rap. Dreams, but money got in the way of their friendship, as is sometimes the case with celebrity and wealth. Jones asserted that although Mace and Cameron had previously seemed to be having issues, they have since moved on and gotten back together to make money together through their talk show on entertainment and sports. Jim said that he wasn't surprised when Mace and Cameron became close again. As he wrote the momentum of his hit song, We Fly High, Ballin believed that it was all business and that he wasn't going to allow anyone to stop him from shining. Jimmy insisted that his decision to accompany 50 on stage had nothing to do with arguments. Although he was not going to turn down the opportunity to play in front of thousands of people in New York, he even ridiculed Unit, claiming that their sense of style was missing. The infamous dispute between 50 and 50 on Angie Martinez's Hot 97 broadcast in 2007, while 50 was promoting his album Curtis, was brought up, and he accused Cam of attempting to stop him. When Cam arrived, Angie invited followers to call in. The conversation heated up after 50 phoned a cemetery called Coke Records. Coke artists were outselling Guns' roster, according to Cam, and as the back and forth heated up, Angie had to cut Cam off because he was swearing live. Reflecting on his interview with Justin LeBoy, Jim described the dispute as juvenile and claimed he didn't even know why Cam initiated it.
Calling the station up over the cop and all that shit, I felt that was childish. That wasn't, like, you don't press no real buttons, and you're not about to come outside when it's time to really get active. So how dare you do some weak shit like that that really didn't hold no merit? Like, you start going crazy over Koch, over a white man that been f***ing us since we got signed there, and whatever backdoor deals you had with him served you more advantageous than it served me. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like, so when that went on, I was like, that was kind of weak. That was corny, because at that time, there was no real beef. It was just the most powerful groups of individuals that's running New York at the same time. So in my mind, I was like, it's more advantageous for us to try to figure out how else to start to move and do tours and really go crazy and figure out, because that we were sizzling, but this, it was on Mars. He wasn't doing regular, it wasn't, he's doing arenas every night. We doing clubs every night. We got the city and the urban communities on fire and shit like that. In my mind, I see an opportunity for us to really start. You heard? Like, we had all the power and shit like that. My mind ran different and shit like that. So when he did that, I'm like, damn, I all that up. You heard? And then it was like, now you want to start a beef with you. So what?
On his It's What It Is podcast, Cam went on an angry rampage after his interview with Jim, and he didn't hold back. Jim's Harlem origins were questioned. His leadership in Dipset was challenged, and he even asserted that Jim was once a devotee who pleaded to be near him. Beyond that, Cam uploaded footage of Jim admitting that Mahi taught him how to rap and challenged some of the latest charges made by Jim. He wasn't one to talk about anything, according to Cam, until Jim accused him of duck riding, at which point he decided to discuss everything.
What with you? I did not grow up with you. Contrary to what you believe, I did not grow up with you. You are from the Bronx. Did your grandmother live? Did your grandmother live in Harlem? Yes. Did you come see her? Yes. Did I see you time to time? Yes. I did not grow up with you. You talk about dick ride now. That's what it's all. I would have left it alone. I would have left those shit alone. But let's dick ride. Do you remember how we met? Pause. Not met. How you got cool with us? This is how this started. I want y'all to go Google Camron 1995 freestyle.
Was pretending to panic with a phone, Johnny honey, and now I make golly money. Just wanna be cool, but couldn't listen my posse money. And I stuck my nigga your door in the morning, bucket the store, running cop, like a reporter, sweating, buckets of the morning. I got the jacket running, it's like looking for a squad, it's like hard to night, right?
You was a fan. You begged us. You are a fan. A fan. You didn't grow up with you. I am from 140th and Lenox. I am from NFL. Up the block was 40 Wolves. Lou Simpsons on 142nd Cross Square. D. Ferg on number 8th Avenue. I don't see you around none of this. Shout out to who's in Final Four billion them store. You're not from none of that. So you can sit around and act like you've been around all this Harlem and everything. You ever see somebody from Harlem try to act like they from Harlem so bad that you got to keep saying, I'm from Harlem? From Harlem, know who's from Harlem. You don't have to keep saying you from Harlem. So that's first and foremost. All this is all you got. You were fanned out and you begged us to come to your house after you heard all these mixtapes. That's how you got in.
Not willing to stop there, Cam went on to accuse Jim of being weak and assert that he always made amends with anybody who had hurt him. He even mentioned individuals by name, such as C. Guta. After the argument turned physical, Jim and them made up, but Cam pointed out that Jim doesn't treat his real friends with the same decency.
I don't think it'd be a big deal because you make up with every put hands on you. But I see the pattern now. If I agree to disagree with you and don't want to take it that route because they got some genuine love for you, you keep going on and on and on. Every that put hands on you and you get to all pictures, you cool with them. I see you with C. Gutter. Junior Mafia, cool. I see you taking pictures with True Light. It's cool. Me and DC, y'all having sit-downs to work out. Gunshots was let off with that. Y'all having sit-downs to work it out. You tried to chase French Montana out the game. That ain't worked out. Y'all got cool. So cool that you go to his video shoot. Pardon me, not his video shoot, his movie. You're sitting in the crowd watching the premiere, and they dissing you in the movie. You in the movie getting dissing. You gotta eat it. You're just sitting in the crowd. Nah, they dissing you in the movie that you went to go see, bro. You ever wonder how you met Mano? Ask him how you met Mano. Mano gonna downplay because they cool now. He tried to press Mano one day because Mano first came out. He had a little record where he was saying, dissing the rappers. I don't know if he's dissing, he said nigga's name. So Jim Plus see Mano one day and was like, yo, what's up with all that saying my name? Mano said, who you talking to? Oh, you think I'm one of them? You out your motherfucking mind? Now they the lobby boys. Every nigga that do something to put pressure on you, you sit there and work it out, but got a little genuine heart for you and all that. Cool, that's the pattern. If they don't put hands on you, then you can keep going on and on and on. And I ain't promoting none of this. I think it's
Cam was not receptive to Jim's claims that he witnessed 8 men in Harlem jump him, so he fired him, returning with fresh accusations altering the situation.
you talk about when you ran on me when BMF pulled up. When you ran in the hotel, they chased you to the beach. And lucky, I had my Stormy and my man Jojo, I ain't gonna say his name, Spanish, you know him, the Spanish don't care about life, who was with me, is like, who are these coming? I said, oh, they come this way. No, and this no disrespect, because Blue's my, Meech my, all that. And Blue Da Vinci just told this story on his platform or whatever platform recently. He got it 89% right. It's a little off, Blue. I'll tell it on Talk with Flea, my perspective of what happened. But at the end of the day, I don't be out there pumping. They chased you to the beat and you was in the sand. You was getting wet from the water, from the ocean. I don't pump.
After venting his frustrations, Cam accused Jim Jones of not doing enough to assist his buddies in getting off the streets. But let's be honest, 50 Cent was determined to make this one happen because he likes drama. Videos showing Cam dragging Jim were posted on Instagram by 50 on January 13th, with each post being written separately. "You better give Cam a private call and relax, Jew Chimmy." That's straight out of the Tekashi 6x99 trial drama, and 50 made sure that everyone thought of it. As a reminder, Tekashi was accused of conspiracy by the federal government in 2018 as part of the 9 Trey Gangsta Blood and agreed to testify against his former gang members in exchange for a reduced sentence after accepting a plea deal. Prosecutors played a wiretap phone call during the trial that allegedly showed Jim Jones saying that Tekashi should be violated after breaking away from the gang. This call was referred to as Person 1. A bogus news piece that went viral online actually started the notion that Jim was an informant, even though he was not charged. 50 Cent made matters worse by posting a screenshot of the piece and making jokes. They aren't bringing him in because of this. By posting tweets from a courtroom reporter in 2019, 50 caused further controversy in the Shade Room's comment section by asserting that 69 testified Jim was a Nin Trey member and a retired rapper. Even though he promptly deleted the post, 50 couldn't resist writing, "Jimmy, a retired rapper, you'll law," with laughing emojis. 50 intensified the taunting in a video that made fans giggle by feigning fear and begging them to keep his location a secret. "Because Jimmy is a gang, I'm afraid for my life, law. Because I'm terrified of Jero Jim Jones and Insane Zeki, I'm hiding out in Texas. Don't tell them I'm in San Antonio or that I'm staying at the Four Seasons, please. You will have to explain to everyone that you were on camera and in court coaching mail to super duper violate Shorty over the phone, but the feds never came to get you because you are carrying out your duties as a confidential informant." By 2020, 50 stepped up again, criticizing Jim on Instagram when Tekashi was scheduled to be released early because of COVID-19. Jim tagged 50 in a retaliatory Instagram post for trying to harm his reputation. He'd accused 50 of supporting rats and posted a photo of Mel Murda, calling him a jerk. Later on the Angie Martinez show, Jim admitted that the rumors had initially angered him, but he claimed to have calmed down and laughed it off. He made the point that people read the grammar rather than the facts, that there is a significant difference, and that people use the media to further their agendas. As far as my feelings, of course, it took me elsewhere at the moment, but then I calmed down, sat back, and laughed at it. I observed the one giving it out and thought about it for a while. In 2025, the 50s returned with a photo of Jim appearing excluded with other celebrities like Jay-Z, Diddy, Fat Joe, and others. There are some small-minded comments in the caption, such as, "I know you're working, so please don't say gangster stuff to me." In case that wasn't enough, 50 Jim was also not going to keep quiet, so he retaliated forcefully the same day, accusing 50 of making things up and trying to downplay the taunts by sharing a flashback picture from his time in the Bird Gang. A video of Ma casually munching on popcorn was also added, clearly taking pleasure in the situation. With the sentimental caption, "Why do you lie so much? I'm going to bed again, female matrix." The reverse is also true. It was clear that Jim was ready to go further, but he wasn't done. For his shout out to his close friend Mel Matrix, who is presently doing a 135-month sentence for criminal offenses and was part of the infamous wiretap call, he teased listeners with a sample of what seems like a diss tune addressed at Camron.
Jimmy Jones. Yes, sir. I want you to know one thing. Jimmy Jones. Yeah.
You gotta remind them who you are. Remind them who you are. Remind them you a star. Remind them. When niggas play with your name, then you remind them who you are. I'm just trying to tell my truth, but niggas is lying on my guard. I done put so much work and I could have died on the job. I really
done with the toast. Niggas talking about they outside, but they put everything on the post. No, shit. We not jacking that. It's not a place that we go there. We not packing that. You know we flip this whole shit like an acrobat. And everything that you own coming back for that. So what more you wanna ask them? Niggas told me how to rap and now I'm
Jim then released a video of himself performing weighted calisthenics at the gym to demonstrate to everyone that he is more than just words. The headline said, "I'm physically strong but mentally stronger. They can't do anything with me." Supporters, of course, immediately interjected with their own opinions. Some even thought Jim was about to shake hands with 50 supporters. Outlined my motivation for getting ready for 50 Cent. After the interview ended, someone else essentially called it. I swear, I knew Jim was going to post a gym picture after the interview dropped, and not everyone was here for the drama. With the statement, "You guys are too grown to be back and forth," one fan tried to mediate the conflict. "Pull up together, champ, and have a conversation." Jim Flex received mixed reviews, but people were still angry. Discussing, and it's clear that he won't be giving up anytime soon. But what do you think Jim will do? Will he release a diss track or take a different approach to this beef? Kindly leave your opinions in the space provided for comments below. Additionally, remember to click the bell and like us to stay up to date. I can assure you that the next step will be even more chaotic.